Welcome back. It's Jacob Jenkins, a skateboard mentor here, and in this video I'm just going to go over some highlights of some good habits for you. So first one, adaptability. Charles Darwin says it's not the strongest, it's not the smartest who succeed in life. It's the species that are most adaptable to change. Are you willing to adapt to whatever environment that you get put into? Are you capable of working at a fast pace? Are you capable of working by yourself or talking to a group of people? Are you okay with going out in public and putting yourself out on the spotlight, but also staying inside and doing the work when nobody else is looking, right? So adaptability is a great habit. All of these cost you nothing, by the way. So the more you can work on these over the next 12 weeks, over the next course of 1 year of your life, 2 years, it's going to start getting easier. I know all of this seems a little bit overwhelming. It's a lot to take in. But at the end of the day, we're building that foundation again. We're restructuring your life to set you up, so that give you a little push, bump you ahead 5 years, 10 years, sometimes even 15, 20 years ahead of people. I know people that are 45 years old that seem to be still stuck in a teenage body. Adaptability is key. Also taking notes. You should be taking notes right now. If you don't have a journal by now, already into week 2, that just tells me you haven't been writing out your goals at least once or twice a day. You haven't been taking notes on any of the videos, and maybe you just think you're just so smart that you can retain all of the information. But statistics show that when you listen to something and you write it down and then you read it back to yourself, or maybe even say it back to yourself, you're just increasing your odds of retaining that information and learning something from it. Just watching this video once is not going to do it. It's just not going to do it. And it goes right into studying hard. It's taking notes. It's being on time. It's showing up. It's saying, okay, these videos are every week, and I have to take some action steps, and I got to complete the quizzes and fill out the forms, and I have to do my part, like reading the book and just taking action on what I'm doing. I don't know what your goals are, but I know if you don't have adaptability, if you don't take any notes, if you're not studying hard, if you're not good with your money, if you're hanging out around shitty friends and you're obese or just out of shape and you don't care about your health, then you're probably not going to get to your goals. And again, it's not a diss on you. It's not, I'm not, for you. I am 100% for you, want to see you succeed. But I know too many times you see people fall, you see people stuck in a rut, and they're just thinking, what am I doing wrong? They gotta reflect. And I believe that's on here as well, a nice reflection. Constantly reflect on the past week, yesterday. If you had a really good day, write it out. Why was it a good day? What made it a good day? Did you interact with someone? You had a great conversation, just lit a fire inside of you? Did you watch a certain video that was like, wow, that is exactly what I needed to see today? Or maybe you just had a ton of energy and you got a lot done. You were checking off your targets left and right. Write it down, reflect on it, so that tomorrow you can duplicate that. You can replicate it, and then, it's a domino effect. But if you're never reflecting, if you let a day go by, you'll let a week go by. If you let a week go by, you let the month go by, and then, now you're 15, 16, 20, 30, 40 years old, and you're wondering, wow, I'm still not where I want to be in life. Is it too late? No, it's never too late. So get some new friends. That should be right there in red. New friends. They say to hang out 1/3 of your time with people that are like 20, 30 years ahead of you, that are doing what you want to do. You want to hang out 1/3 of your time with people that are your age, that are around the same frame of life, going through the same stuff as you. And then 1/3 of your time with people that are 10 years younger than you. Just so you start to understand, okay, this is the future generation. These are people in my level playing field, and this is people where I want to be. What are they doing? What are these guys doing? What are people doing my age? And honestly, you'll start to figure out, I want to be hanging out with the people that are 20, 30 years ahead of me, that are already living the life that I want to live, because my friends are not really doing shit. They're not, what are they doing? It's like, come on guys, let's do something together. I know we want to skateboard all the time. I know we want to go out and spend money, but when are we going to make money together? I want to be someone's partner, not someone's friend. We can be friends, but there's got to be value in the relationship. So if your friends don't add value, if your friends think that you're watching this program and it's a bunch of BS and this whole personal development crap, it's not for them, just look at their life, look at their situation, and ask, you can just, it'll be very clear. Are they where they want to be? Are they living some ideal life? Then they've got the secrets that, I don't know about, no one else knows about? Probably not. Again, it goes back to just that open-mindedness and being a good person and encouraging you. So you want to hang out with people that are uplifting, that are better than you, that are smarter than you. If you're the smartest person in the room, then there's a big issue there. You're not in the right room. So exercise. Get your exercise in. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. You got to work that muscle out. With money, we're going to talk a lot more on this next week. But money management, you got to start thinking about your finances. I know if you're making minimum wage, maybe you're making more than minimum wage, I'm assuming $5,000 less a month, you should be taking advantage of learning how to track your money. Jim Rohn says if you can't manage $1, how can you manage $10? And if you don't learn to manage your amounts when they're small, how do you expect to manage your amounts when they're large? It's not that, if you're spending all of your money every time you get a paycheck, how do you expect that to change if I were to give you $10 million or $40 million to start a business? You will have no idea what to do with it. You must first divide the dollar, learn how to save, learn how to invest, learn how to donate, learn how to live below your means on the small amounts, so that whenever you are making 60,000, 100,000, 400,000, now you cross the 7 figures and you're getting into 8 figures or whatever that monetary goal is for you, at least now you know, okay, I've got my separate accounts, I have a diversified portfolio, and you're smart with your money. You are in control of your money, not the other way around. Too many times people have one debit card and they'll get that direct deposit in, right? As soon as you get paid, that sometimes people are paid weekly and others paid every 2 weeks. When you get paid, it feels great. But that's the same card you're spending on gas, you're spending on food, maybe your rent. If you live on your own, I don't know if you live with your parents or not, but if you're on your own, you have a lot of expenses. So I say track them on an expense card. Have one bucket that is just expenses, so that you always have money to pay your rent and you always have money for food and for gas and your insurance and those sorts of things. And then you dedicate one for play money, for beer. And if your little bad habits, right? Just because they're bad habits doesn't mean you kicked all of them and it's like, Jacob, you're such a straight edge, and what? You don't have a drink every once in a while? No, that's not it. But I'm not spending my rent money going out to a club. That's the difference. If my play money has play money in it, then I'll play with that play money. But if I don't have play money in it, then I'm not taking it out of my investment money, because that's for the future. That's for property, or that's for something with the stocks and trading, whatever it is. So I say at least have a savings account, 3 debit cards, savings for investing and for your expenses. But we'll touch more on that again next week. You gotta have gratitude, you gotta be reflecting and picking your heart. At the end of the day, we live in the US, we have a lot of opportunities. I'm sure you're watching this from probably a MacBook or Microsoft Surface laptop or just an iPhone. There's electricity in here. I have hot water, hot shower. I sleep in a bed, I wake up and I've got food. The fact that I can go to the grocery store, drive myself, pay for my own groceries and make myself food in my own home, that is just, it's amazing. And you really have to be grateful for what you have. Be humble, realize that the majority of the world don't have these types of things, and what can you do to be a better person to give back to someone like that? If you haven't read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, it's a short little book. I know it's on the book recommendations on Nest Worldwide, but it basically talks about the 70-10-10-10 rule, the 70-30 rule, where you live off 70% and you donate 10, you invest 10, and you play with the other 10, so that you're always living below your means, but you give away a portion of everything you make. When was the last time you gave away something? Whether that be money, whether that be your time, volunteering somewhere. So be grateful for what you have. If you're not grateful, and you need that wake up call, just go down to Feed My Starving Children and and help out. Go to your homeless shelter and see what they can do for you. Or join us. Reach out to me, jacob@nestworldwide.org, and say, hey Jacob, how can I volunteer with you guys? I want to see what it's like, and on the other side, I want to be on the forefront of giving. The more that you give, the more that you receive. It starts the act of receiving. So be a giver. If you want all these things out of your life, you don't have to focus on all of the external things you don't have. Just focus on what you do have, be grateful for them, and give them away. Because you must have an open arms in order to receive something in life. And I'm just gonna wrap it up right here with this. Pick your heart. We'll circle it, star it. If you are financially where you don't want to be, if you're living every paycheck to paycheck, if you don't have a job, if you're struggling to get by, you have relationships with your family or friends that are just beating you down, there's something in your life that is just not going your way, you have stress, anxiety, resentment, grudges, it's hard. It is hard to be broke. It is hard to live a shitty life. It's hard. So you just have to pick your heart. It is hard to wake up and go to the gym when everyone else is sleeping. It's hard to eat something healthy when you know you want that pizza. It's hard to read when you can be watching a good show on Netflix. It's hard. It's all hard. You just have to decide, do I want to be on the heart of success, or do I want to be the heart of failure? Because either way, you're struggling. And sorry to tell you, but the government's not going to help you. As much as they want to say they're going to just keep handing you out money and you can live off the government, and don't wait around for them. Create your own opportunity. So just pick which one. I'm assuming every day is not just a walk in the park, and if it is, kudos to you. You probably wouldn't be watching this video if it was. I probably wouldn't be making this video if it weren't for so many people struggling and hurting and just wanting more for themselves but not knowing what to do. Pick your heart. So think about that the next time you're scrolling on social media. Think about that the next time you're binge watching some Netflix show, or you're out with your friends and you're at their house and they're just sitting around and you're thinking to yourself, man, I could just be home right now doing that thing finishing this project that I had to get done. And you're gonna start seeing, it's just, you pick your heart. And that's what it is, decide. I know we talked about this last week. You have to decide. Now is the time. Now, if today you messed up, if today you were lazy, if today you didn't get done what you needed to get done, fine. It's already done. Wake up tomorrow and do it. If you have a bad week, fine, but just reflect on it and keep going. You don't have to be perfect. It's an everyday, it's a marathon that you're just gonna continue on. You're gonna hit bumps in the roads, you're gonna be pushed down, there's gonna be people telling you can't do something, but that doesn't mean that next day you can't get up and try again. And that's the point, is just pick your heart and run with it. As long as you're true to yourself, as long as you're looking at your goals every day and it's in your mind of this is what I want for my life, then by doing this, I'm gonna get closer to my goal. By doing these targets, I will get here. And there's no question, you can just block out the noise and focus on it. But just remember, it's hard. Just pick your heart.